Hey guys, this is the history of, well, you can read for yourself, guys. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. I didn't come up with this info. I'm just bringing it over to you guys. Please follow me and watch this till the end. And let me know in the comments if you want to see part 2.
You may recognize this man. His name is Yakub, or Yakub, or Yakub, or Yakub, or Yakub. He lived 6,600 years ago, and if you are white, he is your father. Not only that, you're also Greek, but we'll get to that. Yakub, as we know him, first appeared in the writings of Wallace Fard Muhammad, the founder of the Nation of Islam, simplified as the NOI, or NOI, which is an offshoot of mainstream Islam with a focus on black nationalism, and was expanded upon by his successor Elijah Muhammad, most specifically in his chapter Making of Devil in his 1965 book Message to the Black Man in America, which outlines the role of Yakub in making the white devil race. To get the full picture of Yakub, I would like to share his life story with you. Although the following story is not the same as the original story outlined by the Noi, as it expands upon a few extra plot elements such as the nature of Yakub's origin. This is the most complete story of Yakub I can find, and it is my personal favorite iteration. The story of Yakub begins with aliens and the Hollow Earth. Thousands of years ago, many alien groups came to Earth after leaving their planet. Not much is known about their original planet. We only know that it was destroyed by evil, forcing the aliens to flee. These aliens took up residency within the Hollow Earth, also known as Agartha, as humans were already living on the surface at this time. These surface humans all belonged to the Ebenoid tribe, and white people did not exist. This was around or before 4600 BC. The alien visitors were able to live in the center of the Earth because there is an inner sun, and from this Hollow Earth they were able to establish great civilizations. The most prominent alien group living within the Hollow Earth were known as the Shiuk. The Shiuk are dark-skinned, large-headed humanoids. Inside these large heads, the Shiuk have oversized and extremely dense brains, making them far more intelligent than your average human. The Shiuk did occasionally interact with the surface humans, and were seen by humans as mystics, prophets, and sages due to their immense knowledge and odd appearance. The Shiuk had a leader named King Fukor, who had a daughter, Princess Rehia. He also had two brothers, Amo and Yushak. Yushak had a bitter jealousy of his brother King Fukor. His other brother Amo loved and married a woman from the surface, and due to this was exiled to the surface, which is a serious punishment, as remaining in the Hollow Earth allows the Shiuk to remain practically immortal, whereas banishment to the surface will result in an eventual death from aging, as all humans eventually face. The Shiuk are not the only alien race in the Hollow Earth, however, as there is another alien people within the Hollow Earth known as the Sanin. The Sanin, like the Shiuk, are humanoids with large heads. However, their heads are coned. The Sanin are led by one King Lamsa, who has a daughter named Princess Lucina. He also has a son named Prince Atif. There is also a third race living within the Hollow Earth known as the Samin, who are grotesquely fat, human-elephant hybrid creatures that are created from grafting the evil from the Sanin, and due to this relationship, the Sanin people are responsible for quelling and policing the Samin, as they are a very violent species. One day, the Samin attacked and raided Shiuk villages, stealing resources and food. Upon hearing this, King Fukor sent a telepathic message to King Lamsa, telling him that the Sanin were lacking on their Samin wrangling duties and must drive them away from Shiuk lands. King Lamsa mobilized quickly and was able to drive out the Samin at Fukor's behest, although tensions between the tribes remained. In order to make peace, Lamsa and Fukor decided to create a marriage pact, marrying Sanin Princess Lucina to King Fukor, and Shiuk Princess Rehia to Lamsa's son Prince Atif, which succeeded in creating a temporary peace. However, all was not well in the Agarthan Hollow Earth, as Lucina was deeply unhappy with this marriage arrangement. She felt like an outcast among the Shiuk, and hated their laws and people, and had a hatred for King Fukor. You know who else has a hatred for Fukor? That's right, his brother Yushak. For some reason, Fukor seems widely hated. Lucina and Yushak met, and through their shared hatred of Fukor began an affair behind his back. They would meet at Amo's house on the surface to carry out this affair, with Amo seemingly cool with his brother using his house as a sex hotel. And it is at this house where he was born. The man, the scientist, the demon, the demiurge, the father of all albinoids, Yakub. Yakub was no ordinary child, even for a Shiuk or a Sanin, as his head was twice the size of a human's head. Yakub also had two brains, doubling his already massive Shiuk brain capacity. Yakub himself would not live within the Hollow Earth, as his parents' affair was a great violation of Shiuk and Sanin laws and customs, forcing the new family to remain on the surface. So Yakub spent his early years living in his uncle Amo's house near modern-day Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Fucor, however, soon found out about this affair and sent his troops to the surface to find the family and had Yushak arrested and put to death for his actions. Lucina was allowed to live due to her now having a child to care for, but was barred from ever returning to the Hollow Earth. Overwhelmed by these punishments, her new child, and the death of her lover, Lucina committed suicide, leaving Yakub as an orphan in the care of his uncle Amo. Yakub's life is already horrifically tragic, witnessing death and sorrow over things he has no control over, abandoned by his people and scorned by those on the surface. This is where the seeds of crackerdom are first sown. Yakub, traumatized by the death of his parents, develops a deep resentment of the Shiok people, and eventually begins to hate all peoples with dark complexions like the Shiok, seeing them all as responsible for his parents' deaths. Yakub begins school at the age of 4, and at school Yakub starts getting bullied for the immense size of his head and his huge ego, hurting his self-esteem and making him hate the Ebenoid peoples even more, and deepening his desire for revenge. At age 6, Yakub, while playing with magnets and observing the laws of attraction and repulsion, gets the idea to create a tribe of people that would exist as the antithesis to the Ebenoid surface humans. A tribe who would be cruel, deceptive, remorseless, and be lacking divinity, being a magnetic opposite of the Ebenoid peoples who are divine, kind, and empathetic. Yakub, floored by this idea, told his uncle, "Uncle, when I get to be an old man, I am going to make a people who shall rule you." Yakub in this moment understood his life's terrible purpose, to make trouble, spread death and destruction, and be the enemy of all Ebenoid people, a vile demiurge to all those who walk the earth, with an army of demons at his back. In order to accomplish this, Yakub understood that he must become a master of genetics, biology, and science. Fortunately for Yakub, his double brains made him a child prodigy, and he was outperforming all the surface humans in school. By age 18, Yakub had completed all colleges and universities of his nation. While at these colleges, Yakub was mockingly referred to as the big-headed scientist. You can probably figure out why. While in college, Yakub developed and began preaching a new religion he created, simply known as tricknology. He also wrote a holy book of tricknology, called Tricknology 120 Degrees. Yakub promised all those who followed tricknology would eventually come to rule the earth for 6,000 years, and have complete dominion over the peoples of earth. While he was ultimately correct in this prophecy, those who followed Yakub at the time were oblivious to the dark truth of the prophecy.
If you watched this entire video, thank you for watching it. Follow me and like this post and stay tuned for part 2.